I decided to bring you back to Vegors Cemetery in March when there's not so much foliage blocking the view. I want to start with this beautiful elm tree right here. That is an American elm that survived Dutch elm disease. I don't know how tall it is. I'm not very good at estimating when it gets that tall, but I'll take a guess. I'll venture a guess that it's 70 feet tall. The road is passable today. They've graded it, so I was able to drive the hybrid up here. So let's take a look here. A lot of history here in Webster County. "65 degrees. Another storm headed our way. Maybe it'll bring snow and hail and rain. That hits tomorrow. You'll recall that a couple of interesting markers here are right here at the start of the cemetery. This memorial marks the most northerly of 5 Indian mounds in the cemetery. And then this one says here in 1960 were reburied the bones of several prehistoric people of this region who were originally buried as a bundle on a hilltop southeast of the mouth of the Boone River. And so the Boone, I've taken to the mouth of the Boone, and that's where they found them, close to there. It's well maintained for being out here in the middle of nowhere. Another way for me to test this new camera phone to see if it's any better than my old camera phone. There's still people being buried here in recent days. There are some gravestones that look very new out here, but out of privacy for their families, I'm not going to put them on the film. But look at that, you can start seeing the river over there. You'll recall this marker here, that tall one. I'll get up to that one. And you'll recall last time I said it reminds me of a Star Trek episode. I remember which one now. It's Captain Kirk and Miru Mani. If you're an original Star Trek fan, you'll know what I'm talking about. This one, as you'll recall, is to Mrs. Lott, died January 1849 from exposure of Indian raid. First white woman settler in Webster County. And then over here is another remarkable marker for a Revolutionary War soldier by the name of Benjamin Bell. He was part of the Pennsylvania militia, born 1751 and died and was buried here in 1853. 102 years old, pretty remarkable in that day and age and in this day and age to live to be that long. Look at that sandbar out there. We'll see how the zoom works, if it's more clear with this camera. I'm not going to know until I get home and put it on my channel, but we'll be able to see it then. Pretty nice. So yeah, my plan for 2025 is to get some sort of a kayak and put in along the Des Moines in areas that I'm familiar with at the canoe access, and then float between accesses and hit those sandbars, because unfortunately all along here, some of it's public land, public hunting, but a lot of it where the sandbars seem to be is where it's private, and I can't just cut across a field without trespassing, and I'm not going to trespass. So that's kind of the plan. The weather's going to have to cooperate. Some time's going to have to pass if we get into spring rains. this area, this whole area down here is going to be flooded, but I'm going to give it a try. So I thought I'd bring you back here when there's no foliage in the way to give you another look at Vegors Cemetery. I don't know if you just heard that pheasant squawking, but there's all kinds of wildlife out here. Thanks for watching.